Well, hello everyone, welcome to another You Pick Tips here on the MIgardener channel. I'm super excited for this You Pick episode because we're talking about raspberries, specifically fall raspberries, but it'll still apply spring or fall, doesn't matter. It's still the same tip for You Pick. Now, when it comes to picking raspberries, we have one of the best opportunities to save a ton of money. You'll save right around 30 to 50% by picking them yourself. For instance, a half pint in the store is right around $4 on average. But a full pint here is around $3.50. So you're going to save a ton of money because one of the things about raspberries is they cannot be machine harvested. They actually have to be hand harvested. So a lot of times in the store, there's a ton of labor costs that go into that, including obviously transport and packaging, but also the hand labor. So one of the cool things about raspberries is that when it comes to fall raspberries, the season is very long. Oftentimes with some of your shorter seasons, you got to hurry up, get what you can get, and go. But if you're into fresh eating, fall raspberries are something you should really check out because they'll actually start fruiting around now, which is August. August, kind of September-ish, they'll start coming on, and they'll fruit all the way until the first frost. So there's a ton that are just coming on. As you can see here, these raspberries aren't even close to ripening, and they're actually still flowering. Many are still flowering here, and they'll flower and fruit up until the first frost. Now, one of the cool things also about raspberries is that oftentimes they get missed by novice berry pickers because they're always looking at the top. You know, you look at the top of the plant where you can see the fruit. The secret is to peel back the foliage, and as you can see, raspberries like to hide because they are very soft and the sun will tend to sunburn them. They've over time begun to just adapt their foliage to shield the fruit from the sun so it does not dry out. And so as you can see, we're able to pick a ton more berries by looking underneath the plant. Now when it comes to the color, you want to make sure that the fruit does not come off with the stem. For instance, here's one right here that's not ripe. You can see it's kind of white. I'll pick this one just as an example. Okay, it really had a hard time coming off, and so this is not a ripe one. I'll still eat it though. I'm not gonna let a berry go to waste. But as you can see here, this deep crimson red is the color that we're looking for. Anything darker than that, here's a good example. Anything darker than that, sometimes people say, oh, look at that crimson red. This is actually going to be very bitter because of the fact that the sugars in there are actually past their peak ripeness. And I'll test this just to make sure. Yeah. It's very bitter. It just tastes a lot like water. There's not a whole lot of sweetness to it. So you want to look for the kind of the almost like blood red crimson, but not almost deep purple. And that is how you're going to pick a very good raspberry. Now, when it comes to containers, make sure you have this is like a compressed paper. Do not go with wood. Wood is for things like strawberries and things like blueberries. You have to make sure that the container is soft and flexible because you'll notice that because the berries are so soft, the reason why they call these raspberry cartons is because they're actually created for raspberries, because they're so soft that oftentimes the weight of the fruit alone, if it's up against a hard surface, it'll crush it. This has a little bit of give and it's soft so that you have some cushion to not crush the berries, and it keeps them a lot fresher, a lot longer. So that's about it in terms of raspberry. Oh, actually one more tip. The best time to You Pick is right after a rain. The reason is because raspberries ripen extremely quickly. You'll notice they'll go from white to almost purple in a matter of about a week. So there's about a 3-day period in there in which they're perfectly ripe, and they'll ripen faster after a rain. And also, not many people come out while it's raining or slightly after a rain, which we just did. It just rained all last night, and so they had a lot of water in the system to ripen up the fruits, plump them up, and not a lot of people are out because it's been raining almost all day. So you can get fresh pickings of the best berries of the best quality right after it rains. And one of the last things about fall raspberries that I really like is in comparison to spring raspberries or early summer raspberries, they're usually sweeter, they're a lot larger, and because the season is warmer, they're usually able to store more sugars. So not only are they sweeter, but they have actually a longer shelf life. So you'll find that whereas early summer raspberries need to be eaten fresh, and they're extremely prone to rot and spoilage. The fall raspberries will actually last in the fridge in the crisper for about a week longer than early season raspberries. So just an additional tip for you if you are looking to really prolong the harvest and enjoy this wonderful season as long as you can. Right. So there you go. There's your U-Pick tips for raspberries. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something new. And as always, this is Luke from the MIgardener channel reminding you to grow big or go home, eat while you're in the berry patch, just a little bit, because it's your lunch. All right, we'll catch you later. See ya. Bye.